have to own up, I didn't really do any research. I was kind of fortunate enough, I didn't have any money, and I kind of, so I went to Italy, and a friend of mine was a fashion designer, and while I was in Italy there was an exhibition on of beautiful homewares, and I was honestly, had nothing to do for the day, and I sort of went into this exhibition and saw this lovely stuff, and just thought, well, it's beautiful. This is the business that failed, by the way, so don't take this as a model. It's very lovely. Found 4 of those companies, convinced them that I could bring it over to the UK. No research whatsoever. In fact, I'm going to be honest now, I went over because I had a boyfriend over there. That's a very good reason to go over to Italy. Had an absolute ball, but I didn't do any research and I didn't plan. And actually, I'm going to say something very odd. I absolutely, you've got to research. You've got to understand your market to a point. So all of your research, I always say, do all of your, don't get emotionally engaged. I love this thing about get really passionate. Don't get passionate. Now my advice would be, do your research, understand your market, understand your route to market, and then if you're convinced, draw a line under it and then get passionate and don't let anybody else talk you out of it. My first business got into debt because I actually funded it through credit card. And I was lucky enough to use factoring, invoice discounting, because it was the type of business that you could do that. I think friends and family are the obvious choice, but you need to be very, very careful, because you need to make sure that they understand it's a business relationship. And particularly at the beginning when you're young, it's quite hard to have those difficult conversations where you actually say, you know, guys, health warning here, you could lose your money. You know, so I think if you're going to go with friends and family, you need to be really, if you can't have the conversations, you shouldn't borrow from your friends and family, because anything left unsaid is exactly where it's going to come apart. So, you know, friends and family, you know, banks lend money. But, you know, it drives me mad at the moment. People are kind of, banks are lending. Banks are just not lending to bad business. You know, banks got into trouble through lending to bad business. Banks actually do lend money to the right businesses now. Crowdfunding's fantastic. You know, I don't know whether you want talking about money or whether you want support. Crowdfunding's fantastic. You know, or finding a mentor in the same business that you're wanting to go into. I could go on, but I'll stop there.